If I can poorly paraphrase something I read a long time back, there's a wonderful poet named Khalil Gibran. And he was speaking of, if I recall correctly, again, I apologize if I got it wrong, of a person who had arrived at a lot of spiritual understanding and had been felt to have been separate from the society and the town in which he lived. And he was speaking of, while you have seen me as separate and alone and outcast, I have been one with you as you sat beside your warm fires and shared your meals together and experienced your pain and your suffering. I have been there. I have seen through the window, so to speak, of your homes to be participative and to understand and to have compassion and love and empathy for all moments of your lives. And it's been a requirement that I operate in this way so that I might go a little ahead in order to have something to offer you out of love. And there will be a point of re-engagement, of meeting, and that day will be a celebration. And we would suggest that certainly there could be parts of ourselves that don't feel resonant with either society, tribe, current moments of human process, conflict, pain, suffering, competition, taproot, anger, violence, hatred, terrorism, or war. And there must be a respite, a time for finding within ourselves the essence, the true essence of our soul, so that we can then offer that back into the mix of day-to-day tribalized life. And if we can find it within ourselves, the equanimity for all of those seemingly hazardous, frightening, scary, conflicted social dynamics of the world, the crashing of the waves of the tidal forces of humanity as it goes through its birth process of consciousness, if we can meet that with love and operate as the midwives in that dynamic and see ourselves in that process of service, absolutely necessary, perhaps not understood or realized by all dimensions of humanity as necessary, supportive, or helpful, and still necessary, supportive, and helpful, and do so with compassion and empathy, and having this visibility on the pain and suffering of humanity as it evolves, as it goes through its growing pains and challenges of letting go of the past and meeting its potential future. If we can meet that with love, caring, kindness, gentleness, forgiveness, compassion, and an intention, absolute, focused, determined, willful intention to serve, the world will be a better place, and we'll find it within ourselves to meet those challenges as individuals and as a collective. And we will have served the best we can serve, because if we're operating in surrender to spirit and in alignment with our souls, there is no better offering, whether it's an understood offering or not, whether it's a realized, recognized, beneficially interpreted offering or not, by the collective as it operates in this time, still it will be the best that can be offered. Still, we will have served. We will have operated from Christ consciousness. We will have operated from surrender to spirit. We will have operated from our highest soul potential in every thought, decision, deed, emotion, and collaborative contribution. This process has a degree of pain associated with it, a degree of discomfort, a degree of imagined disunity that is not disunity. It is often experienced as such until it's not. The reblending of the waterfall into the river or the river into the ocean is something to rejoice. And recognizing that that blending will occur in divine order can help us find joy and peace in this moment as we simply envision that time. All souls rejoining all other souls. Where we place our focus, where we choose consciously to place our focus, can define and determine how we experience any dynamic event or process or relationship or social unfoldment. We choose our lenses, our interpretive lenses. We can unconsciously decide and project, or we can consciously choose and thereby benefit and learn faster, more joyfully, peacefully, harmoniously. Part of the process of the reentry into society is, if there is an ego process that's reentering society, then that ego process will generally feel discomfort, such as if you sit cross-legged and one of your legs falls asleep and you stand up and you stamp your foot a few times and it starts to sting and tingle and it's uncomfortable until it wakes up fully. That's a process of re-engagement with the world for your leg. And that said, it's often not seen as comfortable. It's absolutely necessary if we want to be able to dance well.